Hi, everybody. I want to thank everybody for hopping on this training. I just wanted to actually take some time thanking everybody and the whole team for doing an awesome job, because like, wow, I'm looking at everybody's Facebooks and it just like makes my heart jump. By the way, I'm so sorry for the type of clarity that this video has, because it's definitely not the best. My lighting is terrible. I know I have to invest in better lighting and probably another webcam because this one is crap. So bear with me, but I have a short presentation about telling your story as a coach on Facebook. So I wanted to kind of get my notes. Mind you, I do have notes here. I want to get everything. I want to make sure I have everything out to you guys, and I also made a presentation. So just a few things before I get into the presentation about your story. Everyone has a story, right? It's important that we own it. It's important that we are raw, real, and authentic, because that is the only way that you're going to shine your light. And it's very, very important that you do. Okay, as a coach, because that's how you're going to inspire others. That's how you're going to be able to get your message out there. And that is how you're going to be able to fulfill your calling in helping others. And that is part of our mission, is to help others. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and share the screen. Okay, share the screen. All right, now you guys can see everything on my desktop. That's not it. Okay. There it is. So how do I do this? In the slideshow from the beginning. Okay, cool. So I want to remind you guys that the elements of your story matter. And we're gonna go ahead and go over all the elements of your story. As a coach, if your upline has not gone over with you the elements of your story, you can learn here in this training, as well as call me or your diamond upline to better craft your story. So now we're going to go ahead and begin. Now, the better that you are at telling your story, the more successful you will be, because like I said, that is your message to the world. Everything that you're doing, everything that you do is part of your story. And all your whys and your whats and hows and all that is part of your story. If you're telling it right, all of everything that you're saying should be an undisputable fact, especially if you're talking about the rewards of coaching, of rank, media attention, and our products and services. So just remember that when you're talking and when you're posting about your story, you're talking to somebody about your story, remember that facts tell, so stories sell. Facts tell, but stories sell. People, once you are able to craft and tell your story, people are not stupid. They're able to distinguish whether you're telling a BS story, okay, or if you're being authentic and real about it. All right. And that's how they're going to relate to you, through your story. And remember, humans act on emotion. We aren't rational beings, but we are rationalizing beings. So say, for example, you want to buy something. We decide to buy something, so we're going to look for reasons to buy it. If we're going to start a business, we're going to look for reasons to start a business, right? So that's kind of where your why comes in. Your why is not exactly your story, it's the reason. It's basically your reason for starting something, for starting coaching, for starting your journey, for starting your transformation, okay, your evolution. Now, your story is supposed to compel emotion or draw emotion. So basically, it's fact fact wrapped emotion. And like I said, although we have our why, it is not your story. It's a huge part of a huge part of your story, and it has to be big enough and important enough to push you through all the challenges, through all the tribulations, through, you know, you being tired, you, I don't know, coming home from work and wanting to go to sleep, you just being stressed out, you just life. Life sometimes just gets in the way, and sometimes you need your why reason and remember it and see it and remember your vision of your why to push you through life. Okay. Now, like I said, be raw, real, authentic. And another thing is short. Try to keep and practice your story, practice telling your story between the time of like 45 seconds to a minute, even in 2 minutes. And also in the trainings that we have, when we ask you to do a video of your why story, we ask if you can try to keep it under 60 seconds. Some go over that, some go in 5 to 10 minutes. Okay, but we have to remember when we are talking to executives, to people that are working, nurses, to busy moms, to especially the average busy person, they, you know, they're pressed on time a lot. So we have to kind of get our message through between 45 seconds to a minute. So I wanted to kind of go over the elements of your story. And it is formulaic. So this is what should be in your story. Okay? Who you are and where you have been. My name is Philma. I was a college student before I became a coach, and I was also working full time in a corporate job at a desk. I did have a mass communications degree, and I absolutely hated it. I didn't use my degree, and I hated my job. So it says here, what's happened in your life to cause you to look for something more? Like I said, I hated my job. It wasn't fulfilling to me. I felt that I was meant for more, and I wanted freedom from my cubicle. Okay, and of course, you know, whatever other reasons that you have, how you heard about your company and why you had to be a part of it. Okay, so I was going through a very difficult time where I ended up in the hospital because of stress, and I was scrolling through Facebook when I got out of the hospital, and I came across my coach. And I was hearing about coaching. I didn't really know if it existed, but then I saw her picture, and she was looking for coaches to join her team. So I figured, you know, why not have something, some little bit that I love, you know, that I love to do, and that's to work out. And I needed to get healthy anyway, so why not be healthy at the same time? So I started, I applied to the application that I saw on Facebook, and bam, I became a coach. The last element is, what is it doing for you, or what is it going to do for you? This is basically the question that takes us into the future. We have to see the vision of the future, right? So what is it doing for you or going to do for you? Basically, it was allowing me to have the freedom and the chance and the opportunity to get away from my job, to get away from a cubicle, from a boss, and be my own boss. I could finally have my own business, and in doing something that I love to do. So in all that comes your story. Now I have a few examples here as well of very well-written posts. And there's actually a video, but I didn't download the video onto here. I just screenshotted it. And a video in here of people basically taking parts of their story and putting it on social media so they're able to share their message. So the first one, as you guys, I think most of us know Craig Daigle. He is on Dreamcore, and he is part of our Dreamcore team. And here you can see that he's eating pizza. So just by looking at the picture, we know that he loves pizza. But you see in his post that he incorporates why he's eating it. He is incorporating the hard work that he's done to get to this point, and basically he's showing that he's not like the perfect person. He went through hard tribulations and he's been through some, it looks like, shit. And he likes to use his emojis to capture the attention and make it colorful and make it a colorful post to capture the attention of his audience. So as you can see, he is reaching out to a specific audience and he's targeting those people. Next, Melanie Mitro. If you guys don't know who Melanie Mitro is, that's last name M-I-T-R-O. She is the #1 coach in the company. So why, better take any more advice other than hers, right? She has a picture of her and her husband here, and it explains the awards of coaching, on why she was able to get those rewards, how happy she is. She has a very clear and non-blurry, very colorful and happy picture of her and her husband. So basically, she's telling her story through the rewards that Beachbody has offered. So she's able to go on this trip, all expenses paid, from, she said here, yes, I still pinch myself, that 6 years ago. 6 years ago, she was not able to do this. So, and you can tell from her story that she has a 2-year-old and she's the top coach of Beachbody. And it's really helped her. She can't imagine doing any other job. So this is basically all parts of her story. She's mentioning why she joined. She's mentioning, what happened to her from before. She's mentioning what else? What this has done for her in the future. And she mentioned, what happened at the time that she joined, and it's just a beautiful post. Okay, next 2 posts, I have one of Candace here on the left, and she's actually doing a video with her team of coaches. You can see with her post that she was looking for a team of like-minded people like her. And that's a part of the reason why she joined. That's a part of her story. And she has a very beautiful video. It's not dark like here in my house. She has a very clear video, and they're doing something very beneficial, not only just promoting herself, but she's promoting her team. And if you guys know Candace, her team is very, very important to her. And she does use a little bit of comedy in there as well, like her. And another coach, Jessica Scott, she's one of my favorites, also here on the right. She talks about, and I actually screenshotted the text over the picture. It's not originally like that. It's actually, the text is separate from the picture, but I wanted to get it all on one slide. So she has a picture, and she is just an expert at talking about the future, incorporating her story of the past to her future. She's always talking about her daughter. If you have kids and if you have dogs, mention them as much as you can. Have them in as many pictures as you can. Of course, don't overdo it, but I would say like 3 out of 5 pictures, I think she has her daughter in them. Okay, because that's her biggest why. This is her biggest why reason of why she joined as a coach. And you can see here in the text, Mommy is going to work to create an amazing life for us. Notice how she uses a vision of the future. Okay, and also she talks about her daughter and how much she loves her, and of course for why reason. So it looks here, she was mentioning something about Someone saying that, or someone telling the children at her school to be leaders. Okay, that's another vision into the future. As coaches, we are leaders. And as you can tell in her Facebook, when you go under her Facebook, she is perceived as a leader as well. So that's another awesome post also. So like I said, when you're incorporating, you can stop share now. Oh, I have one more. Okay, and of course we all know Colleen because she's our organization leader and she's my coach. I love her to death. So I had to make one of her because she is the reason basically on how I started, on why I started. I saw her and I was like, I need to be happy like that. She quit her job. She was in corporate and that was exactly like me. I'm like, she's talking to me. So in these posts in your story, remember that you're going to be talking to your audience. You're going to be talking to your targeted audience and everybody that's watching you. Okay, so that's what she's doing here. You can see that in her story that she has a picture of her not in an office, not at her Verizon job. She has a picture of open space and freedom, and she's so grateful here that she's able to provide a life for her and her husband in Lake Tahoe, where she loves it in Lake Tahoe. So you can see the ultimate happiness in becoming a coach, and that's what you also want to go ahead and portray. And of course, no bullshit here. Like she told her story. It says here, and 4 years later, with my dream life in the blink of an eye, it flies by. So she's talking about how her business has changed her life, and that is a part of her story, a huge part of her story. And she's also mentioning here that she wasn't perfect. You don't need to be a perfect person in order to get into coaching. And she's also thanking the opportunity here because I didn't take a screenshot of the full text of the post, but she's also being so grateful for Beachbody because she was able to purchase a home for the first time in her life because of the income that her business is bringing in. So all these are all elements of the story, and each one of these posts incorporates those elements. So I urge you guys to take a look at these coaches. Take a look at other top coaches as well, those that you highly admire. Go through their Facebook and mirror what they're doing. Mirror their posts. Don't copy their posts, but mirror what they're doing. So say, for example, if you're a mom, okay, and you're working and you're still doing your coaching job on the side, and you have like an hour in one day because you have, your kids, you have a full-time job, you have to cook, and you have, your husband and everything, you might want to follow another coach that's doing the same thing so you can kind of mirror, especially if you're a new coach. If you want to go ahead and mirror what they're doing so you can be that successful as well. Okay? If anybody has any questions, I will be here. Of course, that I do have my my calendar in the team page, and you do have access to messaging me and texting me and all that. Also, one last thing, remember that your story is going to evolve. So make sure to adapt your story to your audience. So if you're looking for a coach or a challenger, you're going to mention parts of your story that made you want to become a challenger or to become a coach. So just remember that when you're talking in your invites and you're talking in your private messages or to anybody about the opportunity. Okay? Again, message me if you have any questions. Love you guys. See you on the next call.